Well, a very good morning from Phuket, and just take a look at the scene behind me. The blue skies, isn't that just fantastic? This morning woke up to absolutely glorious weather after about 2 weeks of having some very unsettled weather. We've had a storm front sitting just off the coast of Phuket, which has brought us a lot of rain, which is unusual for March because of course March being the dry season. But it looks like it's finally cleared, and today there's virtually hardly any cloud in the sky, and it is just beautiful. On the ride over to where we are today, it's just been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it, and you're probably wondering where I am. If you can't guess, let me just pan the camera around a little bit to give you a bit of a clue. You might recognize the hotel that's just behind me. Of course, we're at Nai Thon beach, and we're going to be exploring this area a little bit. It's been a while since I last came to this area, and when I came, well, during, I think it was about 6, maybe 8 months ago. I'll have to have a look back and check on that video. This area was very, very quiet at that time, but things have changed, of course, so I've come over to take another look. Let's just take a quick glimpse at this beach here. I'm not going to start on the beach. I'm just going to show you a quick taster because it is absolutely stunning, Nai Thon beach, especially on a day like today. So we've got perfect skies, just a hint of wind, very, very light breeze, perfect for conditions for coming down the beach. There is no doubt about it. So what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to walk along the road that runs parallel to the beach and show you what Nai Thon has on offer in the way of shops and restaurants, etc. Behind me, as I've just mentioned, we have the Pullman Hotel, which is a very, very well known hotel. Of course, 5-star hotel here, having direct access. You can just see the bridge there, straight onto this amazing beach here. Now, I have covered the Pullman in the past, not all of the facilities there, but I have done a video, and it's of course on Nai Thon beach as well, so you can have a look at that if you want to look at the Pullman in a little bit more detail. I will try and get back into the Pullman at some stage because it's a beautiful hotel inside, just really, really nice. So if you're lucky enough to be able to stay there, then that is an amazing place to stay. But for now, let's make our way onto, well, I guess you'd call it the main road. It's not really a main road, it's just a road that runs through the centre of Nai Thon. Of course, Nai Thon about 5 or 10 minutes by car or scooter from the airport, so the airports are very, very close to this area, so ideally positioned really. Even if you're staying in Nai Thon, if you've got some sort of transport, maybe you want to hire a motorbike, maybe you want to take a taxi. Good morning, Swadee Cap. You know, there's plenty of facilities available here. The airport area is an area that I'm going to be covering very, very soon, next month. Let's just take a quick look at some of the prices, because I know people are always interested in prices. So we've got some clear prices here to different parts of Phuket, so you're more than welcome to freeze the video so that you can have a look at the prices. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to get it a little bit closer to make it easier for you to see, and of course you're going to be able to pause it and have a look at those prices. It'll give you some sort of idea of the transport costs if you're not hiring a vehicle, of course. If you're hiring your own vehicle, then those taxi prices won't apply, but of course sometimes you may want to take a taxi in the evening, you may not want to drive yourself, maybe go towards the airport area. As I say, the airport area does have a lot to offer, as you will see in the coming months. It's an area that I haven't covered up to yet, but will be covering. So we've got some motorbike rental here. I don't see anybody about at the moment that I can ask for the prices, just to give you an idea, but there are places that you're going to be able to hire a scooter if that's something you're looking at doing. I mean, look at this, just walking along here is fantastic. Now, I have noticed there's a lot of these small vendors in this area that have suddenly sprung up. These wasn't here a few months ago, of course, and now I'm a little bit early, I'll be honest with you. It's 9:30 in the morning, so some of these haven't yet opened up, but it's such a beautiful day. Swadee Cap. I wanted to get here early because of course I want to enjoy the day later on. I'm going to be out later back over in Patong, I think, doing part 2 of Nai Road tonight, so I want to make the most of the day. So I've got over here nice and early. We've got some building going on here now. Before, this was a restaurant, seafood restaurant. I believe it still is, but clearly it's not reopened back up as yet, which is a bit of a shame because that is a very large restaurant. And if you look at my old Nai Thon video, you will be able to see that it's very, very nice when it's open. We're going to walk along here now. Nai Thon's not a massive area, but there's a few facilities here, some nice facilities. But look at this, just fantastic. What could be better than in the morning taking a stroll along here and having that scenery to look at? Wow. Makes me feel very, very lucky indeed to be able to live here in such a beautiful area. Now we have got a massage shop there. I would say that's open because the board's outside. Let's go and take a quick look at the prices, give you an idea what they're doing. I'm guessing it doesn't probably open till lunchtime, but there you go, there's some prices. So let's just get in there so you can see, and then you can take a look around. Thai massage starting at 400. We've got oil massage at 400. So reasonable. Of course, as I've mentioned, as we go further north in the island, prices may be a little bit more than other parts of the island. I can see another scooter for rent there as well. So good choice. And let me just move the camera slowly round because I don't want to jar it. We've got the Pearl of Nai Thon, which I'm guessing is a large hotel. Don't know much about this one, I'll be honest with you. But hotels are going to be something that's going to be being covered more and more on my channel. As I've said, I've got a lot of plans for content in the coming months. So out most days filming. But just look at this, how beautiful. Of course, all these later in the day will be open. Now, I will be back in about a week in the evening time because I know people want to see what's happening at night time. So I'm out now, of course, recording both daytime and night time. So I'm going to be back here in about a week, taking a look at what the nightlife is. So I'm showing it you by day, and you're going to see the difference in the evening time as well. Probably come over and have a meal at one of the restaurants here, me and Nat. Got another Thai massage there. Let me just pause and show you the prices. The same sort of prices. Another shop there to pick from. That is actually open this morning. Swaddy Cab. So that's nice to see. Nice and early. That one's open. We've got some vendors that are already here selling clothing of type. But look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Just a glimpse of the beach through the trees. What I'm going to do is make my way along this road up to the top, and then of course we're going to go onto the beach, and I'm going to walk back along the beautiful Nai Thon beach so you can see it a lot more closely. But I want to show you what's available here. There are still a few reminders of the past 6 months, 12 months to a year situation. Not everywhere is fully open, I can see. I guess it's going to still take a little bit of time. Another large hotel on my left. Swaddy Cab. Again, we've got some hats for sale there, lotions and sun creams and coconut oils that I can see. We've got a large hotel. This is clearly open, I can see, and they've got a breakfast area. Again, if you look at my older videos, you'll clearly see this was all closed. Beautiful place to take a spot of breakfast, considering you can be sitting there looking across that fantastic view. Wow, really, really nice. So a place to consider. It looks like they've got massage there as well. From the signs in the window, I would say yes. All part of the hotel, I would imagine. So again, they've got some prices outside. I'm going to say that they're very similar to what we've already seen, so I'm not going to stop and show every single prices on every single board because they're all very much the same. We've got a mini mart. Again, that's nice to see it back open because for a while that was closed. A rental here for car. So if you're looking to rent a vehicle, Well, that's handy for people that have got maybe a family, a young family, you need to get some bits and pieces. It's always handy to have a small supermarket. Okay, they don't have everything, but they have some of the necessary items you may need. It's very, very handy, and I'm glad to see that's actually open. Let's just take back a look down the road. How pretty is it here? It's a really lovely area. Coming in from the main road, if you're coming from either the airport way to Nai Thon or from Phuket town heading towards the from Phuket town heading towards the airport, turning off the main road, the actual road that leads down into Nai Thon is really picturesque. You get some glimpses of the sea as you're coming down the road, and it's really, really nice. It's been a lovely ride in this morning. I can see an ATM machine, so if you need to use a card to draw some out, there is a machine. I can see a salon there. More massage. Again, same prices. I'm guessing they're all going to be very, very close to each other. And in the evening time, just before the sun sets, all these stores will be open, of course, and it'll be really nice to walk along here. Maybe buy a little bit of food from one of the vendors, or just take a stroll. Another large massage. I would say this is massage, possibly spa. Not quite sure. Let me just. It doesn't mention anything about spa, but it does say a body scrub, so it could be. Swaddy Cap, are you just massage or are you a spa? Spa. So massage and spa. Okay, Copen Cap, thank you. Well, there you go. So they've got some spa facilities here. I don't exactly know what they do because not everything, I'm guessing, is on the board. But ladies, if you're looking at relaxing, I know there's been a few people mention it in my group about things to do when the weather's not so great. Another massage, so plenty of places to take a massage here in Nai Thon. If that's your thing, if that's what you enjoy, then you're going to be able to find massage here. Already we've gone past about 4 or 5 within a very short space of time. But going back to what I was saying about my group, there's been a few people asking what they can do when the weather's not so great, i.e. when it's raining. Good morning, Swaddy Gab. Nice restaurant there. Take a little bit of breakfast. Fantastic view across the road. Thank you. So there you go. Beautiful. Got an excellent view. Again, I'm going to spin it round slowly, not too much, but just look at that view. Oh wow. Fantastic. Just sit there in the morning taking in breakfast. I couldn't think of anything better. Tables and chairs there. I don't know whether that's connected to the restaurant. It could well be, or it may be separate. Not quite sure, but clearly restaurant. Let me just wait for that motorbike to go away because of the loud exhaust. But clearly now restaurants have reopened in this area, so you're going to find a reasonable amount of facilities, because for a while there wasn't a lot here as regards facilities, restaurants and stuff. There wasn't many people around this area at all, so it's nice to start and see these facilities opening back up. And I think this is a condominium complex. I did notice quite a lot of building going on the outskirts of Nai Thon as I rode in. Large housing estates being built, starting at 3.6 million. I happened to notice. I didn't see how many bedrooms and that because of course I was just passing on the scooter, but there is a lot of development going on the edge of this area, like most pretty areas. Unfortunately, commercialisation and modernisation is moving in all the time. But I'm guessing could be condominiums. I'm not sure. There could be villas. But there's a sales place here. Again, same sort of price, 3.6 million. Doesn't really tell you what the accommodation is, whether it's a 2-bed, 1-bed, 3-bed. It doesn't really say. I suppose you have to inquire. But if you're looking to buy property, Nai Thon's a lovely area. There's no doubt about that. It's quiet. It depends on what you want, whether you want to get away from it, being a more quieter, remote area than in main areas in Phuket. Of course, you're not a million miles away from shops and facilities here in Nai Thon, but you are very close to the airport. So if that's a priority to you, then Nai Thon may be an area that you want to look at. Again, people have been asking me about areas where to live. I'm going to be covering individual areas in a lot more detail, as I've mentioned on a few of my videos. So that's going to give you an idea if you're thinking about Swadikap. Another massage shop there. Again, similar. Actually, their prices are a little bit cheaper for Thai. 300 baht. That's cheaper than the few that I've just seen down there. So they're starting from 300 here, going up. Thank you. Taxi service there. And again, right next to the beach. But yeah, I'm going to be covering these areas in a lot more detail. So if you are looking at retiring out here, moving out here, whatever the case may be, you want to know about these areas, keep an eye on my channel, because I'm going to be showing these areas and you're going to be able to get a better impression of the areas and help you make up your mind where you want to live. Of course, it's no substitute for actually living here and trying the area and seeing whether it suits your needs and tastes, but it gives you a good impression to start with. Another massage. Wow, a lot of massages, a lot of massage shops here in Nai Thon. You're not going to have to worry about massage. Got a small restaurant and bar there. I guess they don't open until midday, maybe later. And then a beach club, Nai Thon Beach Club there. They look like they're just starting to open up for morning, so that's nice to see. Again, it is quite early, but going back to what I was saying about the rain, of course you've got the shopping malls. Ladies, if you want to do a little bit of shopping when it's raining, is an ideal time to jump into the shopping malls. Now the one in Patong has not yet reopened, but you do have Central Festival and Central Floresta, which I have covered on the channel. They are large modern shopping malls with all the designer brands and names that you're commonly known, so you can check out those. But on another side, which is something that I'm going to be covering very shortly, ladies, is spas. Of course, when it's raining, go to the spa, have a fantastic day in the spas being pampered. Nothing better than that, and the guys can sit and enjoy, say, maybe a beer overlooking the beach. Even when it's raining, beaches like this look fantastic, even in the rain. But of course, when the sun is out, it's even better still. So plenty of options. I know a lot of guys like massage because I've had a few comments in my group. Of course, if you haven't joined my group, do check out the description down below. All my details, social media, etc., email are down there in the group. Go and check it out. A lot of posts now. The group's growing quite large and quite quickly, which is nice to see. A lot of people posting on their experiences here in Thailand, and a lot of comments about guys, not only the women liking the spa treatments and massages, but of course the guys do as well. And even myself, I do like foot and shoulder massage, very nice, or an oil massage is also very nice. Coming up to a small cafe, I guess, restaurant here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Swadikap. Quickly take a look at the menu, give you some sort of idea. Yeah, so they're open in the morning, so I'm guessing they may do some, they've got some sandwiches, salads. I'm only going to skip through because I know it can be a bit boring looking at a menu. Pizzas they do, traditional Thai food, I can see seafood on there, lots of Thai food. I don't see any breakfasts as such, unless you want a Thai breakfast, of course. But a lot of seafood on there, a lot of Thai food. So mainly a Thai food restaurant, I would say this is. Let's see, but reasonable prices, not too expensive. 100 baht there for sandwiches and salads. Noodle dishes around 120 up to 150. Rice dishes around the same price. So reasonable. There's a nice little place for you to call in, with a great little view of the beach. Cobb and Cap, thank you. So nice view again. Lovely here. You can't go wrong really here, because the road's not very wide and it runs right next to the back of the beach. So wherever you go along this street, road, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have a nice view across the road of the beach area. Another spa, I'm guessing spa stroke massage. So some more prices there, but a nice looking place. I don't know what it's like inside, of course. I can't vouch how good the massages are. I want to cover spas and massage very, very shortly. I know there's a lot of people been asking about it. I know I was going to cover it before, but unfortunately the situation went to the point where spas had to close because they wasn't allowed to be open because of the situation, but things have now changed. Another place open here, restaurant. I'm guessing they do breakfast, possibly. I can't see a menu, so I can't have a look. And then there's a massage next door. Good morning, Swaddy Cap. Room for rent here, so places to rent as well. Now, really, this is the edge of Nai Thon now. As you're going up the hill, you come out of it. I think there's a large hotel there on the hill. Not sure of the name of it, I'll be honest. There used to be a very nice restaurant here, right on the corner, and they used to have a lot of seating outside. Fantastic, but it looks like that hasn't reopened, which is a real shame, unfortunately. I was hoping that would come back because that was really pretty, and obviously in the afternoon, coming and sitting there and having a drink and watching the sunset, well, it was just superb. But that doesn't look like it's come back as yet. I don't know whether that is a restaurant or what they're doing there, not quite sure over there. But I'm not going to walk any further. I'm going to go onto the beach now, and we're going to take a look at the beautiful Nai Thon beach. But it gives you an idea of this sort of area and what to expect here. There are facilities, there are restaurants, not loads. There's plenty of massage shops, there's no doubt about that, so you're not going to have any problems there. But there's a few nice small restaurants, but I'm going to come back in the evening time again to have a look, a snapshot at what it's like over here in the evening, because I'm guessing it's quiet, but it's very nice, very relaxing. So again, not everybody wants the hustle and bustle nightlife of Patong. Some people want a more relaxed environment, and Nai Thon may be able to give you what you're looking for. So let's make our way down onto the beach. A real shame about that restaurant, actually. A real shame. I thought that might have come back. Maybe at a later date. It's still there, but there's nothing happening. Is there another one down there? I can see an open sign, but I don't know. I can't see any tables and chairs. Sometimes these signs have been here for a long time. Even though they're there, they may not be relevant to now. We've got lifeguard on the beach, which is nice to see. Some jet skis. Is it a lifeguard? Sorry, Cap? I think they're lifeguards. I don't know whether they're lifeguards or jet ski people and surfboards. Yeah, he's lifeguard. He's got it on the back of his t-shirt. So that's nice to see on the beach. Just look at this. Oh, wow. What a fantastic day. Look at the sky. How beautiful. Normally when I get my camera out, it clouds up. But look at this. The other day I was over at Layam Beach and it was blue sky by where I was, and then by the time I got to Layam Beach it was clouding up, and I thought, isn't that just typical? It did the same at Banana Beach as well. But I'm glad to say that the sun has come out today for me, and we have got a fantastic view of Nai Thon here. Couldn't have picked a nicer morning, and I said to Nat I want to get over there nice and early because the weather can sometimes change in the afternoon. But just look at it, wow. Some accommodation up there on the hillside. Don't know what it is, but I'm going to be exploring these areas a lot more closely, so keep an eye on it. As I say, I shall be coming back doing a nighttime video. I'm going to be looking all the time. Later today when I've finished doing this filming, I'm going to have a nose around, see whether there's anywhere that I've missed, because of course I don't know every single soy. But wow, I mean, if you're looking for a beach to have to yourself, well, there's certainly not many people on this at the minute. It's probably coming up to about 10 o'clock now, and how beautiful. Let's go and check out the water, because I can already see it's looking fantastic. I hope this camera is doing justice to it, because it is really clear. The water there really is clear. Oh wow, what a pretty colour. Turquoisey blue. Beautiful. You can see a couple of people there enjoying it, and I don't blame them for 1 minute. So let's now make our way down the beach, and we're going to pop out at the end where I started. Mention and talk about one or two things as we were wandering down this beautiful beach. Now there's a lot of rumours going around both on social media, in the mainstream media, on the news, lots of people talking about, of course, entry restrictions and when are they going to be removed. I'm getting a lot of people asking me, both on my channel and in my group, of course, what are my thoughts on this? Well, honestly, it's hard to say. I don't think Thailand is going to be in any rush to remove the entry requirements, and what I'm talking about is obviously the test. They have removed day 5 as regards the PCR test, but you are still required to take a self-administered rapid antigen test, which is not a big deal because it's very easy to get hold of them here or bring them with you. They're very cheap, readily available. Most pharmacies carry them. The bigger super cheap supermarkets, their pharmacies have them, and they're 40 baht. I mean, Nat uses them every week because obviously we have a business, so she has to do testing on herself and the staff to make sure they're all okay. So they're very easy to do, no real hassle. People didn't realise, of course, people have been under the impression that the test is now finished on day 5, and it's what the PCR test is, the test that's finished, but you are still required to do a self-administered. So you do it yourself, you don't need to go to a clinic, you don't need to pay anybody, you just buy the test kit, do it yourself. And the way you verify the test is you will take a picture of the results, which is like a little cartridge, and it will either show you 1 line or 2 lines. If it shows 1 line, it means negative. If it shows 2 lines, it means you're testing positive. You need to take a picture of your test results and then upload it onto the More Channel app, which is required to put onto your phone on entry into the country at the airport. So people are saying, well, when is the test at the airport going to be removed? A lot of people are saying July, June, but of course it's nothing more than people's speculation at the moment. Nobody really knows because it's down to the Thai government, and until we get some official announcements, nobody really knows. They're just guessing. It is looking likely that it could be around the middle of the year. Fingers crossed it happens sooner. I really want it to happen now, but realistically I think it's going to be the middle of the year before we see any real sign of that. Possibly later. I could be wrong, it could be sooner. There are going to be some announcements, from what I understand, next month in April, and some more easing of the regulations and the restrictions. What that will be, I do not know. Maybe they'll decide to scrap the day 5 test altogether, so you won't need to do any test at all. But again, this has not been officially announced. This is my speculation, what I'm saying now. They are saying that in April there are going to be, let me just turn this camera so you can see this background, because it's just fantastic here. Walking along this beach, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's quite warm as well. 10 o'clock I'm guessing now, and it's getting warm. There's not much wind. But these are just my thoughts, my personal thoughts, because people are asking me what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, well, I would like to see the restrictions, of course, all gone. They're now saying that Singapore is dropping their entry restrictions and people can go in and out there, and I know there's a lot of countries now around the world that are dropping the entry restrictions and sort of getting more back to normal, but Thailand has still got these restrictions in place, and people are saying why. Well, again, I can't answer these questions. I can only say what the regulations are. I hope they change very soon. We're going to see something in April. What it will be, I don't quite know, but let's just keep our fingers crossed that it is more steps in the right direction, and very, very soon, hopefully, if things stay as they are or improve, we're going to see all the restrictions gone, which would be great. There have been some borders starting to open, only 1 or 2. I think one of the Malaysian borders is now open. One of the Cambodian borders are open. I think, I did read an article, I wasn't reading it in too much depth, but I think there's 3 land borders now open, but of course there's requirements still in place to come into the country. So if you want to use the land border, you're still going to have to meet the requirements to enter the country. But it is getting better, and hopefully we're going to see more and more of these borders opening up as we go forward, because of course this is going to be positive for the country, and tourism is what we need back and we need. So with the restrictions, of course, it's still putting people off from coming, and I understand that. You know, nobody wants to take the risk. I've mentioned about the COVID recovery certificate before, about being very careful when coming into the country. If you've recently had it, you know you've recently had it, you've recently tested positive. These certificates don't give you immunity from quarantine if you test positive on the initial test entering the country, because of course they've done away with the 72-hour pre-test before you come over. You had to take a test. That has now finished. Maybe they should have kept that in place and scrapped the entry, but it's not my decision. It's not for me to say yay or nay. I can't make any difference to that. They have done what they've done. They've taken away the 72-hour test, which is okay. It's better than leaving it in place and doing nothing. But again, people are saying, well, shouldn't they have kept that and done away with the other test? Maybe. You know, it would have made more sense, but there you go. It's one of those things. So unfortunately, the recovery certificate, if you've got one, isn't going to give you immunity from having to take the test entering the country, and should that come back positive, then you may well have to quarantine. Of course, I can't speak for everybody in every situation. It's not possible to do that. I can only tell you generally what will happen. If you test positive on entry to the country, then you may well have to do some sort of quarantine. Again, hopefully they're going to reduce this more in April. I don't know yet. I'll just show you what's around here. I'm chattering away, getting distracted from the filming. Oh, really nice. Not too many people on the beach, but that's a nice thing. Nice and quiet, lovely, fantastic walk. I'm just going to make my way a little bit towards the back, a bit more shade there, because it's actually very, very warm. I've got my hat on, but it is very warm this morning. I think it's going to be a very hot day. I'm looking forward to going over to Patong later to do some more filming over there, because a lot of people are interested, of course, in what's going on over Patong. But for today we're in Nai Thon. I will come back in the evening and show it you, so you get a good impression if this is an area you're considering booking to come on holiday. Of course, the Pullman there in front, beautiful hotel there on the cliff edge or cliff side. Not quite sure what all these tents are on the beach. I don't know whether they've had some sort of festival going on or something. There's something going on here, or has been. I don't know whether it's just coming or just finished. I'm not quite sure. There's been something happening, which is not, again, nice to see. Some stuff going on around the island. And as I mentioned earlier, I will be covering the airport area. There's a lot of businesses there, a lot of restaurants and facilities that I haven't looked at. It's great if you're staying in this area. Some very nice restaurants around near the airport area, of course, servicing people that are staying maybe just a day or two, passing through, so to speak. So there's good facilities around there. So we'll be showing that in the coming weeks. Not quite sure what this is. Ocean Man, Thailand. I don't know what that is. Okay. Fantastic, really nice. So I hope that's given you a little bit more information on stuff that's going on. I do try to keep people updated. It's easier, of course, in my Facebook group than on my YouTube channel to keep things up to date as things are changing. So as I've mentioned, if you're not already joined it, then please do consider joining it, because there's some stuff that I just can't do on YouTube and I can in the group. Quick posts and that will keep you up to date. If I hear or see or read anything that's updated, I can quickly change it in my Facebook group. It's not so easy to do it on YouTube, and I have to, of course, make sure that the information is correct as well before I put it onto video, because I don't want to be saying stuff that's incorrect. That's not good for me, and it's not good for you. It helps nobody. Not sure what this is. They've got a stage area. I'm guessing it's some sort of show. Maybe, I don't know. Really don't know whether it's 27th of March. So let me have a look at what the date is. The 26th. So whatever's happening is happening tomorrow. Okay, so there you go. They're obviously just setting up then. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know whether it's stuff for the beach or whatever. I don't know. Could be a show. I don't know. Doesn't really say. It just says Ocean Man Thailand, so it doesn't really give me a clue. More lifeguards there on the beach. That's 2 sets. That's nice to see. So if you come in here and you've got a family, at least there are some lifeguards on the beach should you have any problems. I don't imagine you would on this beach, especially at this time of the year. The dry season, most of the beaches are reasonably safe here in Phuket. As I've said, some of the beaches do have undercurrents, but they are only really to be worried about in the monsoon season, of course, with the storms and that. It can change the beaches. I can't even say it. You know what I'm trying to say. It can change the beaches, so you can get some strong undercurrents, but of course you need to keep an eye on children all year round if they're going swimming. But it's nice to see some lifeguards on the beach, of course, if you do encounter any problems, whether you're a child or an adult. People swimming there, we're getting some nice waves. Not massive, but nice. Ooh, very, very nice. Oh, fantastic. So now I'm coming down to where I parked the bike, just down here, which is going to conclude today's video once I get down here. So I hope you've enjoyed this look around Nai Thon. As I mentioned, I will be coming back and covering it in the evening time. Don't expect it to be bustling with people, but I want to show every area, both daytime, nighttime, different times of the day. Just like I'm doing in Patong at the moment, I want to do that all the way around the island. I'm going to be covering the island a lot more closely over the next coming months. You're going to see a lot more content, as I've mentioned, on a lot of different things, not just the beaches, everything I'm going to be covering. I've got a lot of ideas. I have mentioned on my Layan Beach one about bringing in and introducing you to a tour company that I'm going to be working with, not for, but just keeping an eye on them, making sure they're offering good trips, and there will be some special discounts for people that are subscribed or watch my channel, and also in the Facebook group. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with that over the coming weeks. I shall introduce you to a lady that runs it, that will be looking after you, will take bookings, inquiries, give you all the necessary information so that you can have that trip. They do all the standard trips, as I've mentioned before, you know, all the island trips. So if you want to go to the Simalam Islands or PP Island, they do all those trips. But the one thing that I like about this company is they can customize trips. So if you're after something a little bit special, then they're going to be able to offer it you. So you'll see a little bit more of that in the coming videos very shortly. So working quite hard to bring different things and try and help people out there have a fantastic holiday if you're coming here for a holiday. Of course, if you're coming here for a longer period of time, maybe you're retiring over here, maybe you're considering coming over for 6 months, 12 months, whatever it may be, I'm trying to give those people as much information about the different areas. It's useful for both tourists and of course expats or people that want to come and live in the country, so they get a feel for the areas and they know what the areas are like before they actually move out here. So doing a lot of work on that. Let me just get up this sandbank. One last look at this stunning beach here at Nai Thon, and it really is a beautiful beach. Fantastic, beautiful day. Well, I think that covers about everything, so that just leaves me to say, as always, don't forget to check out that description. Everything you need to know about this area and myself will be in the description. I shall update some of the descriptions on different videos as we go through, where appropriate and where necessary. So do keep an eye on the descriptions because they may change, they may be updated, etc. But do go and check it out, see what's down there. If you want to show some love for the channel, unfortunately my Buy Me a Coffee page is no longer because there's been some problem with the PayPal system over here in Thailand. So they're not offering PayPal anymore, so that means I can't use their services unfortunately because they're payment providers. are not available here in Thailand, and of course I live in Thailand, I have a Thai bank account, etc. So that's unfortunate, but my PayPal link is down there, so if you want to show a bit of love, maybe buy me a coffee or just a big thank you for all my efforts and everything, then it's very much appreciated, and I will say a big thank you for that. I will also like to thank all recent new subscribers and all subscribers in general. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for all the support in watching the videos. I really appreciate it. I love to hear your comments, your feedback. So again, you've got some comments, you've got some ideas, places you want to see, leave them down in the comments. I do check the comments, I do read them. Where possible, I will cover those comments and put them into practice if it's possible. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do everything that I'm asked, but I will try as much as possible if I think it's justified. So do leave a comment down there, and I look forward to reading some of these comments. So now, well, as I say, I think that's covered everything now. So as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, you take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.